Hello traders, this is Rich Derrick from tradesight. This is a look at our stock leaders via our market scans for this coming session. This is going to be for Thursday, April 18th, 2013. Definitely got a downside session as you can see here from the deviations. A couple things are definitely worth noting. Got a couple sell signals here. Sina and Netflix both have downside signals. Netflix is 2% below the VWAP and 3% below the open, but it's on lighter volume. Got a differential sell signal in Biogen. Keep in mind that has a 13 exhaustion in place from the seeker in the daily time frame, so I'm going to have that on my list for tomorrow. Got an upside indication for now anyway in Adobe. This is the camouflage variety. A couple of volume bumps here. SanDisk we played on the short side today very effectively. Qualcomm's got a volume bump. First Solar, Broadcom, and the big one here that I want to turn your attention to is Apple. Trading a lot of volume. We had a really nice short in Apple today that was called when it broke under that key 419 level. That's been long-term support here after the reaction from those earnings. We shorted that if went across under 419, and stock's right around 401 right now. So right now we're about $18 in the money. So really nice winner there. We don't have a signal in it today, but it's certainly kind of on its heels here. The 406 level is an important GAN level, and the most important GAN level right now is going to be the zero waste level down at 375. So if you're the swing type, that should be a number that's on your chart, the 375 area. Moving on to the financials, don't really have much in the way of signals here. We've got one little differential buy in USB. I've got a couple of volume bumps. Volume bump in Sallie Mae, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, Goldman. Bank of America is very weak today. Bank of America's 2.5% below the open. So definitely some weakness out there in the banks, potentially rolling down after putting in a lower high here on the charts. Energy patch, absence of signals, but very, very weak across the board. The weakness in commodities persists here as we get a little closer to the close. Schlumberger's got a volume bump to the downside. Rig, PBR, I mean, they're all bad. This PBR is just getting slaughtered today. It's 3.5% below the open. That's the weakest of them. Moving on to the generals. Generals, not too much in the way of signals. John Deere, after a protracted decline, is showing a camouflage buy signal. I want to keep an eye on Caterpillar as well. Definitely a lot of volume bumps here. We've got one in Coke, Disney, the Deere, and also Best Buy. Moving on to the housing and the transports, they're just kind of in step with the market and all kind of fairly weak to differing degrees. We do have an upside CPS signal in Home Depot. Home Depot HD. That's one of the few stocks that's showing some really good strength today. Toll Brothers has a differential sell signal. That's TOL. It is up on the day, but is well off the high. CSX having a rough day here. 150% of its typical volume. 1.5% below the open. And finally, the commodity names. Well, the commodity names are still under duress. ABX, 5% below the VWAP and almost 7% below the open on big volume. But the one thing is it is off the low and bouncing a bit here, so we do have a differential buy signal, so that should be on your long watch for tomorrow in case we do, in fact, reverse. Silver Wheaton, weak again today. 200% of the typical volume, almost 7% below the open. So acute weakness there. We've got also sell signals in Mosaic and Newmont. Newmont's still very weak. They're still liquidating these gold miners. Gold's actually selling off right now, getting close to the day's low. All right, folks. As always, thanks for listening. This has been Rich Derrick for tradesight.